come with me, just not in the kitchen, to make my friend's 33rd birthday cake. I know he's extremely excited because he can finally collect his Social Security benefits as a geriatric. And so I just know he's leaping for joy. And so I asked him during our conversation what his favorite cakes were. He had a hard time remembering because he's so old. And basically, he likes red velvet and strawberry. And so I decided to just make a marble cake with both flavors. He also asked for a Halloween themed cake. Bless his heart. His birthday was in February. I'm kidding, it was in October. But regardless, he asked for a Halloween theme. And yes, I'm using boxed cake mix, you freaking retard! The reason that I'm using boxed cake mix is because he asked for it to be under $100, so I'm cutting costs where I can. And besides, it's still quality. Now we are greasing our pans and then pouring in our first layer of red velvet. Then after that, pouring these all in, we will then go with another layer of strawberry, put that on and swirl it to make it into a marble pattern. And then swirl, swirl, swirl some more. And after swirling, we will then go in with another layer of red velvet and spread it across, although this really didn't do anything. But regardless, we're just going to do it anyway. Then we do more strawberry and swirl it again and add more and more until they're at least full enough. And then we're going to put them in the oven to bake. And funny enough, the smallest layer on this cake actually came overflowed. So that was really fun because I almost dropped it. And then we're going to put in frosting, which was not enough, honestly, but hey, at least it's still held still. And then we are going to cut off the tops to make sure they're even enough. Although really this cake came out a little bit lopsided, but we're not going to talk about that. Then we're going to put frosting onto the middles to make sure that they somewhat hold, and boy howdy is this frosting some strong frosting. It did not go anywhere. Now if I could hold on to my mental health this much, well, that would be fantastic. But regardless, we are then going to put this cake on top until it's nice and beautiful. Still came out lopsided, but hey, I tried my best. Now we are going over it with a crumb coat, and yes, I'm using Pillsbury because it was cheaper, and I'm not going to spend all that time to make a small batch of frosting for a crumb coat. Because quite frankly, I could use that butter for something better, like cookies. And fun fact, this is actually the first cake I've ever made for money, so that's interesting. I know just by looking at my handiwork, you would think I belong in like some museum or something with how great I am at spreading frosting, right? Right? Say yes, please. And you want to know a not so fun fact? This took me 30 minutes. Yeah. It truly is insane how I'm a perfectionist and somehow my work still doesn't come out perfect. But anyway, we're done with that. Then skipping a week in advance, yes, a week, the cake is still soft, I swear. And now we are making the cookies to go on top of the cake. So the first one I'm making is red velvet from scratch. Okay, so you people don't complain, Lord have mercy. But regardless, then we're also going to be making pink snickerdoodle bat-shaped cookies, yes. And no, they're not cut out. They're just regular cookies, but I cut them into shapes. And you will see that in a moment. So this took forever because I didn't read the recipe right. And then I rolled these out, but actually this is the second time I tried rolling the cookies out because the last time they stuck to the countertop, so that was fun to remove. And then we baked them, and this is how they came out. And then we also will make the snickerdoodles. And yes, I use the countertop because why would I use a bowl? And then we cut out the bat shape. Look how cute they are. Until they came out of the oven looking obese, but regardless. Then we're making the cream cheese frosting for the cake. And, you know, it came out great, honestly. It looks fantastic, smooth, creamy. And then we add our black food coloring. I had to put about 3/4 of the bottle in, so that was fun to make it jet black almost. And then we will now frost the cake after it was been frozen for a while. And it came out really good the way that it spread and everything. I was actually very, very happy. Now, again, this spreading of frosting took me about 30 minutes to do. Surprise, surprise. Actually, no, this took me 40 minutes. I was very upset. Because I kept getting stuff wrong. And weirdly, the more I look at this cake frosting from this angle and from this lighting, it looks like charcoal toothpaste. But anyway, then we're going to have the most clean, most effortless cake scraping you'll ever see. It was not effortless, but regardless. I'm just now getting good at decorating cakes, so give me a break. Okay. Then I started making the border for the bottom, and quite frankly, I did so good here. Actually, I have something to say. What do you got to say, Dad? Okay, period. Wait. Okay, but tell me why I kind of ate that. Wait. Wait, because tell me why I kind of ate that. Wait, you're not waiting. You're right, I'm not waiting because you talk too much. Anyway, so then we are now going to do the rest of the borders. Funny thing is that I switched this design up like twice from the original design because, well, things just weren't in my favor. So yeah. Plus also the borders were supposed to be gray, so that was stupid. But regardless, I think all black looks way better. Now we're making a fondant circle for the middle of the cake to put his age on top because I do not put names on my birthday cakes. No, ma'am, not even my own. As I said in a video that I made, I am not going to have someone commit identity fraud on me. No, ma'am. Now we're just going to keep painting it. And actually, I painted a bunch of thorns around the 33 because there was a lot of negative space and it looked really trashy. So then I decided to do that. That was actually harder than it looks because I was not finna pay for no edible paint. Okay, I can just do the same thing with frosting. Oh my gosh, that's not professional. Girl, you don't even know what that is. You don't even know how to spell it. Spell it right now. Then I threw a bunch of shimmer, edible shimmer, of course, I don't want to kill people, and I put it on top. Then I started frosting our cookies, so of course the back cookies, they were looking fantastic. Honestly, I thought these would come out like worse for some reason, even though it's like basic frosting. But regardless, then after frosting them, I then put sprinkles on them. I used 2 little sprinkles for the eyes on the rest of them. And this is what the cake looks like without everything else on it. But I did add excuse me, who do you think you're talking over? But anyway, here's the end result. And tell me guys what you think. This looks fantastic, honestly. I think I did a great job. Like, I thought I was actually finna flop this cake, but no. When I got a price tag behind it, I'll do anything right. And just to let y'all know, I do all kinds of commissions, whether it's art, cake, whatever you want. I can probably make it as long as it's art related. So hit me up for any inquiries and commissions you'd like, and I'll see y'all in the next video.